Welcome back, everybody. It's Tom and Charlie Cassidy. We're talking about evidence-based wisdom and wisdom and its relationship with happiness. Now, for me, I mean, the whole point of wisdom is, to live a happier life, right? Why not? And that might not be the only way to live a happier life, but it certainly, seems to be something that makes sense to me. So what's your take on all of this and the link between the two?
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because it's a funny one because
we've done that one.
We've done the comedy one, done the humor one. Is wisdom something that is going to enable us to live a happier life, or because you would have thought it wouldn't be worth pursuing otherwise?
Yeah.
But at the same time, people have this idea that ignorance is bliss. So can we know too much? If we have a really accurate assessment of our own skills, our own position in the world, could that lead to more negative feelings? There is a certain amount, there's a certain perspective that people that are depressed actually have a more accurate understanding of their own skills and qualities in relation to the average than the rest of us. So,
but it's not wise to be depressed.
Not wise to be. No.
So you might have greater knowledge and greater understanding, but you don't have wisdom. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I suppose the point is people can't quite decide whether it's wisdom makes you happier, or in fact, if you look at things more accurately, more deeply, it's going to lead to more negative feelings.
Okay.
Yeah. So
good, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your take on it?
I think that wisdom, according to the definitions that we've been using as evidence-based wisdom, is that wisdom includes this balance and therefore includes the self-knowledge, but the self-knowledge for a purpose itself to be happier. So I don't think you can be truly wise and not be happy as well, because you feel better if you're happy. So a wise person would probably feel better rather than be depressed. That would be part of the definition of being wise.
So have a guess which researcher was involved in this?
Is it our friend Baltes?
Baltes.
Yeah.
So he
busy guy.
He established that wise people don't experience more positive emotions than unwise people. So you think, oh, what's the purpose of being wise? That's not very helpful. But he did establish that they tended to have a greater sense of purpose. So wisdom might shore up your sense of meaning in life, not necessarily your happiness.
But if you've got greater wisdom, you've got a greater awareness, so you'd probably have more balance. So you might be a lot happier, but you wouldn't necessarily think you were more happy. Because you've got,
because absolutely,
greater self-awareness.
That could be the case.
Interesting. So what else have we got on this one?
So Staudinger, she's quite a prominent researcher in the field. She is really, if you kind of Google her, you find her saying a lot. Wisdom is not about happiness. In fact, that to develop wisdom, you're going to have to move towards negative emotions. You are going to not do what a lot of us do, is constantly reframe everything that happens so it can be viewed in a positive light. She says you need to be able to face negative emotions, because from those you can learn a lot about yourself, a lot about that situation. So she says wisdom doesn't involve maximizing positive emotions. In fact, there's a lot to be gained from the negatives.
Interesting.
And I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind.
And we've got another study from Ardelt.
Monica Ardelt from University of Florida. She's actually done some robust sort of lab work on this big study, and she did find there was a positive correlation, a minor positive correlation between self-reported happiness and wisdom. So that's encouraging for those of us that believe that wisdom is a good thing. What was kind of interesting, looking in the details of that study a bit more, was that wisdom had a greater effect on people's happiness if they had less education. And the sort of discussion section of the paper, which you can see on evidencebasedwisdom.com, suggests that perhaps if your external situation is worse, wisdom will be more key to you arriving at a happy state. So as a sort of a placeholder for your external situation being worse, she's saying, you know, if you have less education, you might be in a worse socioeconomic situation.
Or wisdom could be more effective
at enabling you to navigate those trickier external.
If you don't have the additional, all the other things like great education. And so wisdom could be a replacement or a substitute for education.
Yeah, well, what's education for?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's quite interesting. That it's more helpful.
It's a bit deep, all this, isn't it? Wisdom and happiness is a bit. It's a big topic to take on, isn't it?
It's a big topic. It's a big topic. The main thing that we can take away from her study was that wisdom is not the central predictor of happiness. So wisdom can explain some of the variance in happiness, but I think it was 9% can be explained by variances in wisdom. So it's not the key player, although there's a moderate correlation.
So both of these, you can certainly be ignorant and very happy, but you can't be ignorant and wise.
Yeah, I think we can say that. What is interesting is this idea of a confounder. So happiness and wisdom tend to slightly move in the same direction, according to this data, but they're both also correlated, as have been shown in other research, with curiosity, which I find fascinating. So it could be that curiosity is the confounder rather than the wisdom causes the happiness, or the happiness causes the wisdom. The curiosity
causes both.
Yeah. So maybe it should be evidence-based curiosity. So I just thought it was really interesting that could be responsible for both of those positive outcomes.
Brilliant. Okay. Again, more information on this and evidencebasedwisdom.com and all your other stuff. So wisdom and happiness, though, I mean, it's quite interesting because I, as a wise person, would I not choose to adopt the belief system which makes me happiest because I want to be happy? Is that not a wise decision, even if I'm, quite ignorant?
Well, you would, if you...
It's not wise.
It's not wise to be unhappy.
Exactly, but it could be wise to be ignorant because you're choosing to. You're short-circuiting all this information and going straight. Well, actually, I want to feel good. I want to be happy. So, it's a tricky one.
I think there is a danger in trying to maximize positive emotions, and that misses lots of opportunity to learn
richness of life experience.
So, hopefully, you would feel there was greater value and a happiness that was achieved through a broader range of experiences, rather than just cleaving off the bad elements of our life's journey.
Wisdom and happiness, great stuff. Okay, Charlie. Well, thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Tom.
And been fun.
Great,
lovely.